Hi, my name's Shams.
Hi, I'm Thammema.
All right, and we're both part of Kaizen's library, and today we're here to discuss the topic of fantasy. When we say fantasy, we definitely do not think of Harry Potter, we think of Percy Jackson.
Yeah, that's true. I think fantasy novels in general, there's something about magical creatures or something about magic and some otherworldly stuff. And in a way, it's very nice because you get to escape from your daily mundane life and you get to read about such interesting things. And Rick Riordan, who wrote Percy Jackson, he does a marvelous job.
Yeah, for sure. But other than what you said, Harry Potter just sucks in my opinion. Don't come at me.
No way. No one can defeat Harry Potter though. Harry Potter?
Yeah. No,
it's different. Oh my god, it's just so close to my heart. It gives so many life lessons, but it's also very interesting, keeps you guessing, and it's just this separate world of its own. I'm still waiting for the owl to come, okay? Not even gonna cry. It's good. I'm still waiting for the owl to come and give me a letter that I can join what was it again called? What was his school?
I think it was
oh my god.
Hogwarts, yeah.
Hogwarts. I cannot believe I forgot that. Yeah, Hogwarts, yes.
Yeah, what that nerd said. Anyways, yeah. So Percy Jackson by Rick Riordan. I think in general one of the best written fantasy novels in my opinion, or series. Especially the second part was so action packed, full of emotion scenes, the banter between characters. It's just unmatched in my opinion.
It's just so freaking good. I agree with that. The first one is kind of a bit more targeted towards a younger audience, so they're very young in the novels. I think they're 14 or so, and in the second one they're so much more mature, but you definitely have to read the first one in order to understand the second series. The first one is kind of 5 novels, and I think he wrote 2 more recently. But you gotta read the first 5 in order to understand the second series.
Alright, that makes sense, but you could just skip all that, because she's a nerd, she likes reading, not me though. I just reading the second part is awesome, to be honest. Leo, Nico, Percy, and of course Annabeth and Jason. Yeah, they all just
plays an important role, definitely.
Absolutely, and they're just amazing. The thing is, Rick, he's very humorous. But the banter in him, just it's very apparent in his writing style and the way he set up situations and the character interaction. It just flows so nicely, and you could feel like you're part of them, part of the gang.
Definitely. You feel like you're sitting with them and you're having that conversation with them. Because one of the main reasons I reread the series so many times was the humor. Because it's just so funny. Yeah. It's just so effortless. You read and it's just hilarious. It's not that deep, but again, it's just very funny. And there's so many inside jokes. And it's just so funny. And then there definitely are scenes where you're at the edge of your seat and gonna guess what's gonna happen next. Is someone gonna die? Are they not gonna die? Who's gonna come and attack us now? But then the humor is always there. It's hilarious even when they're dying. I'm not gonna give spoilers, but even when they're in life or death situation, there's humor, and that's just so good.
Exactly. Even when they're at the brink of death, literally, they just this band that breaks the ice. That breaks the tension, and you feel oh shit, maybe it's not that bad. Yeah, it's super amazing in my opinion.
And the novel is mostly based off of so what Rick Riordan does is he bases his novels off of mythologies. So for example, Percy Jackson is about Greek mythology, and he adds this modern twist to it, and it makes it very believable, as if this could actually happen. And so the second series was between Greek and Roman mythologies, and there's also Rick Riordan has written other novels like Magnus, which was based off Norse mythology,
and Kane Chronicles is of the Egyptian mythology, if you're into that.
You should definitely read that, Egyptian mythology. I didn't know those many things exist, and it was really interesting. And it definitely gives you kind of GK knowledge, general knowledge. You're oh, whoa, these things happened. But he adds his own twist to it, and it makes it very believable.
Yeah, part of the reason why I'm so into the Greek mythos is thanks to Rick, to be honest. And he also has, I think, made a short story collection. I think it was called
about the gods?
Yeah. The Demigod Diaries.
Yes, that was so good though.
Exactly,
funny. It's very funny. Again.
Absolutely, you have to check that out, Bardo. So overall, Percy Jackson unmatched. Fuck Harry Potter. None of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a good read, and it's just something that you can reread again and again and again. I definitely
Absolutely.
have. I've reread the first series, I think, about 3 times, at least the first novel 3 or 4 times. And there's so much of like character development. And in a way, but if you're gonna read this thing of like philosophy and life lessons, yeah, you might gain some, but not that much. It's just mostly like chill, and then
A laid back read.
but okay, you know what? The second series, there are a lot of things where you cannot be laid back, because you're like, God, I don't know. The people who read the series when it was ongoing, I don't know how they handled it.
Yeah, it's super tense, yeah.
Because he ends some of the novels on cliffhangers, and you are like, oh my God, like what the hell? Like, I'm so glad I read it like once all the books were out, so that I could like kind of binge read the entire thing. I wouldn't have
Totally hear about this. I totally agree.
I wouldn't have been able to handle all that suspense, and it's just so good though. And in a way, it's kind of like, if you want me to explain like the premise of the entire book, it's something like so Percy Jackson and his friends, they are essentially demigods, so they are like children of gods. I know it kind of sounds crazy, but that's how Greek mythology works. It's kind of very crazy. And so they have,
and they're all dyslexic, you know. All demigods are dyslexic as a part of like representing his kid, because Rick's kid has ADHD and dyslexic. And Percy Jackson
ADHD. He has ADHD and dyslexia,
and he was hyperfixated on the color blue.
Yes, true. He was so obsessed with blue that like his mom had to like cook him like blue eggs and pancakes and everything, and that's
super cute.
And these kind of moments kind of make it very chill. So in one page they're like fighting monsters and dying, and the next one he's like, oh, where's my blue pancake? So it's kind of
that's definitely funny. Amazing banter, amazing characters. They all have it.
Read it. And if you are like interested in mythologies and like how they could kind of incorporate into this modern world, you can give it a try. And
absolutely.
Like, all of his novels are amazing, beautiful, and he's very inclusive. They're very inclusive, and in a way I do love the fact that they are like I think in his Kane Chronicles, yes, in Kane Chronicles, and even in Magnus Chase, I think they're like Muslim characters, and there's like he represents a lot of people actually.
Exactly,
it's pretty chill.
Yep. And the banter between the characters, unmatched. Grover, the gold dude, and Percy, amazing. Between him and Annabeth, amazing. It's just
a very chill read, and it's just amazing. You guys,
I must really have to check it out. In my opinion, fuck Harry Potter, Percy Jackson on top, man.
Or you could read both. You could read Harry Potter and you could read Percy Jackson.
Yeah, what that nerd said. That's it.
You could do both, and you could read other books as well. You could read Maze Runner. Maze Runner is amazing. It's again fantasy, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, you could read that.
Or just stick to Percy Jackson. In my humble opinion, that's it, man. And that's it for today's episode. You had me, Shams.
And me, Thammema.
That's it, man. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.